Okay, let's get to Kansai. So my favorite crazy dialect. Yeah, so I've been using this since 1998. Maybe the biggest feature is because not only the language you require to be fun, which is tough sometimes. I think it has to do with the Manzai culture. You're supposed to be doing the nande all the time. Yeah. I'm gonna try to talk about at the end. So accent, maybe more interesting. I remember when I was in Okinawa, I think you heard about earthquake in 1995, the big one in Kobe. And then I go to school, my teacher of course talks about that. Then I go home and I turn on the TV. And then this lady talked about the dialect. She's like, bikkuri shite na, honde na, nanka na, oto shite na, honde na, hashi o chite. What? Wait. Hashi. I think it said bridge, but you say hashi. How do you say bridge in standard Japanese, Yoshi? Hashi, right? So the accent is the opposite, usually. So maybe the biggest feature, you don't even have to use a typical grammar. When you hear a word from Osaka, you know people from Kansai. So the example I gave here was hashi ga ochiten. So the bridge fell. So in Tokyo, it'd be hashi ga ochita. So I try to make a comparison here. So standard Japanese in Osaka, or you can say Kansai also. So ame for rain, but in Osaka means candy. My favorite, maybe Osaka-ben, ame-chan. Usually oba-chan like to, ame-chan, ame-chan geo ka? So give you a candy. But in standard Japanese, when you say ame for candy, you're saying rain in Osaka. Then hashi, chopsticks, in Osaka is bridge. And the opposite is bridge, hashi. In Osaka is chopsticks. So usually it's the opposite. And this is one basic distinction of accent. Usually we have the standard Japanese accent versus the Kansai dialect. Other than that, I'd say it's a kind of a variation of those two accents. But there's one cool here. So Yoshi, how do you say spider and cloud? Only one word, right, basically? Okay, in Kansai we have two. But most people, like my son, can say that. I think maybe because he's going to international school now, but in Kansai we have difference for both. For spider, you say kumo, accent on the first syllable. If you want to say cloud, kumo. That's something you don't have in standard Japanese. Okay. Yeah, this is what is trying to talk about. The main difference in accents. So we have basically this blue region, which is so the Hyōjungo style accent, so the Hyōjungo standard Japanese accent versus the Kansai accent. Other than that, maybe you can see here that, so here this yellow area is a variation of the Kansai accent. And the Mukkei accent, I think is this area in Kyushu. I think it's the kind of a flat Japanese where you don't have a distinction of syllables. That's a Mukkei accent, so no accent. But basically, let's say standard versus Kansai. That's why you know where people come from right away when they say a word.
There's a blue patch in Kansai.
I'm sorry, it's here. The red one is Kansai.
Blue patch doing it.
Oh yeah, I think it's a variation. It's a part of Nara, I guess. Yeah. But basically, you have only the red accent in terms of region. Yeah, but of course, in several regions, you might have some variation. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so accent and okay, let's try to, phonetics, they love vowels. So when you study standard Japanese, they ask you not to say the final U vowel. Ikimasu, tabemasu, desu. Forget about it in Osaka. Ikimasu, tabemasu, desu, onegai shimasu, they love vowels. And also euphonic changes. Words too. Ha, mimi. Mimi, right? Sorry. Hana, they elongate the vowels in Kansai a lot. Then euphonic change in you. Oh, sorry, like you. If you're gonna say in the past, yuta, then katta, kota. So you have this change. Then, oh my goodness, 35. Phonetics. So we usually drop the final E for adjectives. Shindo, atsu, samu. They cut out the final vowels. Yasu. Yeah. Grammar. I talk a lot about particles, but when it comes, I forget about particles. For instance, 昨日は梅田に行って名刺を送った。 Kino na, omeda ite na, honde na, meshi kutten. So you don't say any particle. They love doing that. So actually, I have trouble using particles because I don't use them usually. I don't use them often. So then grammar again, the famous negative with hen. Tabe hen, wakara hen, right? Yeah. At first it was intimidating. I thought everybody was angry. Wakara hen wa. But there's some exceptions. Usually don't say shirahen. Shirahen is a little tough. Shiran. When you say that, usually it's a Western kind of Japanese negation. I think use this here in Fukuoka, right? Maybe taben, wakaran. Yeah, kind of a Western Japanese. Yeah, and typical Japanese forms are for suru, seihan, shinai, and konai, keihan. But in Kyoto it changes, ki, hin. And for konai, we have a kind of a, it's so-called neo-dialect. It's a mixture of Hyōgo and Kansai-ben. Some people say kohen. It's also very common. The traditional keihan versus kohen. Okay. Past tense, you just use ten. So itten, tabeten, yeah. Kitten, kita, yeah. Then honorific language, as I said before, ikaharu. So yeah, for going, you can do shiharu, nani o shiharimasu ka? Instead of nasaru. And kiharu for irasharu. But I have a trouble because my wife's from Kyoto. And sometimes she asks me, gohan tabeharu? I don't know if she's making fun of me or if it's trying to be polite, just kidding. But they use haru all the time. She has said to the kids, gohan tabeharu? I cringe whenever I hear that. But anyway, okay. Taru is also very used to do something to someone instead of shiteageru, taru. Shitaru wa, oshietaru wa. I love my favorite, shitaro ka, shall we do it for you? Shitaro ka? Yeah, so shitaru. And have to is senaka, na akan. Like I have to do senaka, I have to go, ikanaka. Very, very used. Okay. Can I speak a little more because I got so carried away with all this? Features. Vocab. So shindo for tired. Shindo, mecha shindo. Then this looks like a little like a standard Japanese, right? So I said I thought about dying. Shindo. The other one cool is naosu. First time I heard it, I thought something was broken, but it means to put away something. これ直しといて, like if 直しといて, put it somewhere else. It can mean the opposite of standard. And horu, instead of digging in standard Japanese, it means to throw away. これほっといて. It can mean the opposite. Somebody has something on the desk. They say これほっといて. Then the next day they can ほって言ったやろ. Sorry. I asked you to throw away, but it's still there because in standard Japanese, ほっといて means leave it as it is. So it can mean the opposite. Sorry. Okay, I wanted to go through all this survival words, but let me get the most interesting. Maybe ikezu, someone nasty, like ijuaru, ikezu, then kettai, weird, これ kettai na. I also hear a lot egetsunai. これめっちゃegetsunai na. Then this one I like, the first, yomehan, uchi no yomehan na, my wife, kanai. Yomehan is cool, I like it. Nambo, if you want to go shopping in Nihonbashi. Nambo, what-chan, これ nambo ya? How much nambo? Very Kansai-like. And speaking of, we like haggling the price in Osaka. Ochan, これ makete ya, makeru. To give a discount. Makeru or 勉強する. Ochan, これ勉強してな. 勉強して. That's a cool one. And to finish in golden style, mokarimakka. Famous Osaka, right? Are you making money? Bochi bochi denna. Bochi bochi. Can also be used like soro soro. Hona, bochi bochi kairu wa. Bochi bochi. Very used. And Boketsukomi, I wanted to show you a video. If you have the opportunity, go to my channel, Gengotaku. There's a video in which I appear as a taxi driver. I'll show you the channel at the end. But then I talking to this lady from Croatia. And in the program, I'm trying to speak standard Japanese, but the producer is behind me. Osaka-ben shabette ya, kakko. Then I start speaking Osaka-ben. It gets crazy, really crazy. Yeah. And when I start speaking Osaka-ben, I say things that usually I don't say. But yeah, forget it. But so that's the Boketsukomi part. So you're supposed to partake actively and make the conversation funny. Okay.